Dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you to a week of many seasons. Are you surprised? From last Sunday till this Sunday, it's like we have had all the seasons. We began with heat wave of the summer and eventually ended up with spring in the middle of the week, and Friday and yesterday was winter. So I was surprised there were no snows. So we thank God because it teaches us that irrespective of what we think and who we think we are, we can't change the weather. We can't do anything about it. So we just embrace it. Today is 4th of July. We celebrate the independence of America. A day we celebrate our freedom, and a day we give God thanks for the kind of people He has made us, or rather the kind of people He made us to be. In this freedom, it is a time we strike our breast and thank Him immensely for making us part and parcel of this part of the world, an exceptional part of the world where every other person wants to be. Every other person outside the shores of the United States wants to experience what is being experienced here, a land of freedom. And unfortunately, the people in it never know what they have. The people who are in the United States don't exactly know what they enjoy. For if you want to know what you enjoy, you need to leave the shores of this country and ask people who have been part of other countries. God has blessed this country. God blessed this soil. God gave this country everything. My people say in a proverb that the little bird, after it had been fed, went and challenged his personal gods for a fight. God bless America. And I wish so many other countries will experience what you experience. If you experience any little hardship and you complain about it, please give yourself a leave. Get out of the shores of this country and see and look back and see whom God has made you and how God has blessed you. The readings of today, the first reading, tells us about the people of Israel who abandoned God, who do not listen to Him. And the gospel tells us about Christ who was sent to the people of Israel, and because they know who He is, they know His family, they are so familiar with Him, they ignored Him. And in the second reading, it brings us to the kernel of what our Christianity is. The pursuit of Christianity is not just being in it so that everything will be abundant for you, so that everything becomes abundance for us. No. The pursuit of Christianity is the pursuit of perfection. And the pursuit of perfection begins with humility. I don't like this translation in this second reading. Honestly, I don't like it. The real translation said that I, Paul, that I might not become too proud. He used the word pride. That I might not become too proud because of the abundance of the revelations. A thorn in the flesh was given to me, and the angel of Satan beat me always so as to keep me not to be too proud. Pride is not part and parcel of Christianity. Among the things that Christ commanded us to do, first, he said, if you love me, keep my commandments. Secondly, he said, love your neighbor as yourself. And among the third thing he commanded us to do is, learn from me, for I am meek and humble in heart. Learn from me, for I am meek and humble in heart. And so the essence of Christianity is just to be like Christ. And how do we be like Christ? Humility starts from listening. Sitting down and listen. Humility begins with sitting down and being able to give a hearing ear. In that process, we build ourselves. From listening, we can become the best that God makes us to be, and by listening to God. The question is, from what Christ said, from what is said in the gospel, the last sentence he said, and Christ was amazed at their lack of faith. So, if Christ comes back to our world today and to our country today, will he be astonished by our lack of not listening to him again? Will he be astonished by our lack of faith? Will he be astonished by the immensity of pride that has taken us over us and we are challenging him? As those called to be Christians through our baptism, and as those whom God has chosen to be part and parcel of this country at this moment in time, we tell ourselves that we shall not be among the rebels. We tell ourselves that we shall not be like the rebels that the house of Israel, to whom the Lord sent Ezekiel. We shall rather lift our eyes to God and plead for help. What happened this past week tells us that no matter how intelligent, how smart we are, we can't beat the weather because it is God's own. So he gave us heat, he gave us rain, he gave us cold at the same time. When God does his own things, we look at him and we listen to him. And finally, my dear people of America, my dear friends of the United States of America, God has blessed you. God has given you everything. God loves you. If there is any country in this world that God loved, it is the United States. And if we are given such love, we need to give back. Give back by sitting back and listen to God and take instruction from him. For in him we live and move and have our being.